I'm striving to get rich. That's why I almost went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little prouder.
All right, here we go. You would go in and just mess it up. But hell with it, I'm keeping this in now. So for all my YouTube subscribers, welcome to the first episode of the A&L podcast. That's the only thing I can think of for now. Might be the name might change, something different, but
that's not.
Yeah, it's not gonna stick. We didn't come up with any names or nothing before we even started doing this, so it's my bad. That's on my bad. But it is APW Sports. And Miss Lady, introduce yourself to the world.
I'm Linda. So what's foot now? To all his subscribers out there, my name is Linda, and yeah, that's it. That's all it's to it.
That was so bland.
So,
That was
I
so.
mean, I don't have any sticks to light. I don't have a ritual or anything. I just introduce myself and
That was so bland.
you know,
But I'm gonna keep that in here anyway. But
I was gonna do a rap, but you know,
who you think you are now, Meg the Stallion?
look, hot girl summer. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Hot summer girl, hot girl summer.
Hot Summer Girls. Oh wow.
I don't know. It's something with hot girl summer. Something like that.
Anyway, first topic we gonna do. Let's get into this because the first topic we gonna discuss is the damn NBA free agency.
I thought you was gonna say Indiana something.
Indiana, really?
Keep going.
That's the NBA free agency. So we had moves as far as Kawhi Leonard left the champion Raptors. I almost said Pacers for some dumb reason.
I'm like, what? Probably because I said Indiana.
Yeah, that's probably why you got that stuck in my head.
But you know what, low-key, I knew he was going to be the Raptors. I knew it. I knew it was coming, so.
He shouldn't have left.
Expected.
He shouldn't have left.
Why not? I mean, he got him a ring, you know.
That he did.
Shit.
He did get him a ring.
Fuck Drake. Keep it pushing.
Damn, that's how we feel about Drake now?
That's how we feel about Drake.
Damn. But them 2 tracks he came out with after they won, fire.
I didn't listen to him.
But it's like, you ain't listen to him? You should. But he left to join the damn Clippers, and he got Paul George up out of Oklahoma City to come with him. He got KD and Kyrie joining on the Nets, which I don't think is going to work. And especially since KD's not playing the first year. That's not going to work. Then you got, what else? Russell Westbrook getting traded for Chris Paul, which I'm just waiting on the day that they buy Chris Paul out of his damn deal.
He went to the Rockets, right?
Oh, you talking about Westbrook? Yep. Him and Chris Paul swap for each other.
I just need Westbrook to be a team player. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just like, I just need him to remember that there are other players.
He does. I mean, you can't average a triple-double and get double digits in assist and not remember other players. I'm just saying.
But I just feel like sometimes he be so caught up in, like, I don't know what be going through his head, but I just feel like sometimes it's just like stats, like his stats.
Stockpiling stats or something like that.
Yeah, like.
When you say that, yeah, I can kind of see. Like, I can see where you're coming from.
Like, dang, like, come on now.
Yeah, because for him to.
Because actually,
go ahead.
I like Westbrook, I really do, but he be irritating me sometimes.
I don't know.
he be irritating. Like, he don't irritate me as much as KD.
No. Yeah.
KD just, yeah.
He's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
Westbrook,
Because when
to me, is just Westbrook's problem is his ego. I think that's what it really is. But the fact is...
But I think it might be... Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it might be decent because he played with James Harden before.
He played with James Harden before, but then James Harden didn't have as big an ego as he does now.
But who knows their relationship outside of
the basketball court.
Basketball.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just don't,
so it might work.
It might. I don't see it working.
But the thing is, they just both, because they both used to be in, like, James Harden was the star of the Rockets. Westbrook was the star of OKC. They both would just have to, like, push both of those. They have to do like how the Warriors do. Like, they all know their positions. And, you know, once you know your position and what you're there to do and what you're bringing, you know, how you're both equally yoked, then I think they'll be good.
They got to kind of buy into the system or say. My problem
and they
with
can't listen to people on the outside either.
But here's the thing with my problem is, number one, who's going to play defense? That's the problem, number one. Because we all know James Harden ain't playing a lick of defense. And Russell Westbrook plays defense when he wants to. In Mike D'Antoni's system, defense is non-existent. That's my main question. Who on that team is going to play any bit of difference?
Well, that's going to be what they figure out.
Somebody better figure out and soon.
So that's going to be what they figure out and work on. And then, like, you know, they get the players that, you know, they want, and then they build around that, and then they're going to see what's working and what's not working, and they're going to build around that, and they're going to see. My whole thing is, I just want my Bulls to be doing something because I just keep getting let down.
Let me not get started on that because I could do a whole segment about they little sorry behind.
The damn Bulls just continuously disappoint me. It's not even the Bulls. It's the office. Like, every time I am protesting. I ain't buying shit. I don't want no Bulls nothing. I ain't getting no Bulls hat, no Bulls jacket, shirt, nothing. I ain't buying no Bulls tickets to none of the games. Nope.
Well, me and you are both in the same boat because I ain't bought shit.
But that's what it's gonna take though. People have to not attend the games. Like, people have to, like, put their money where their mouth is. It's like, you're not fucking with the front office. Like, be like, nah, I'm not going to your games until you know,
improve.
Listen to us. Like, yeah, like, stop doing this fuck shit. Like,
for real.
Like, we want to celebrate. We want a goddamn parade. We tired of cheering for other teams. Like,
too bad in the NBA, I don't really have another team.
Like, sure, who want to sit there and cheer for the Warriors and shit? Like,
well, I will say
unless you taking a trip over there and when they win, you gonna celebrate. All these people that was cheering for the Raptors, I ain't seen none of them go out there and fly over there. I don't even know if half of them got passports.
No.
So.
Not at all. I know I don't.
You was just celebrating on Facebook. Woo! On Twitter. Yeah.
And then it's like that. I will say one thing about free agency. At least the league is a lot spread out now. A lot of players are going to different teams. I'm so glad it's spread out now.
Yeah, not everybody trying to follow behind LeBron because, you know, that's the most irritating thing. Everybody wants to follow. It's either they want to go to the Warriors or
follow
they want to
LeBron.
follow behind LeBron. Like,
it's crazy.
What kind of? It's like they just want an easy way to get a ring. Like, no, put in that work.
That's what this league has come to now. Everybody want easy championships,
easy
and look, that's not gonna work.
Easy way. So what's going on over in your football neck of the woods?
Well, we got the Bears starting on the 27th, and I cannot wait for that. Follow me on Instagram, APW
Yeah.
Sports. Got a countdown going on. I can't wait for that. The Bears should be a whole lot better this year.
It's a bear shit that I don't really care about.
See, this is go ahead, tell the people what team you're a fan of. Go ahead.
Cowboys, of course. You know, the best team ever. You know, the greatest team of all times. You know, a beautiful team of all time. So
you got jokes.
You know what I'm saying?
You got jokes.
You want to be great, and become a Cowboy fan.
Cowboys fan and greatness that haven't been together since what, 95?
You got a lot of nerve. You're a Bear fan. All y'all do is choke.
We're not gonna get into last year because I still can't watch that.
Last year, I mean, let's not forget who are y'all playing? Was it the Colts?
Why you gotta bring up?
Y'all were so close. Was it that? Y'all were right there. What happened?
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
Make sure you insert a clip so everybody can see what happened when y'all played them.
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
Insert that clip right there, like a little flashback, so everybody know how y'all choked.
First off, I'm not gonna put my.
And then what happened? What happened? Isn't that the game? Like right after that game, like was it y'all front office that got rid of everybody? Like just eliminated y'all whole squad? Like everybody, they was like, "You gotta go.
They did start cutting
We're
people.
moving you here."
But I'm not gonna
I'm
not putting my Bear subscribers through that Super Bowl. It's not happening. It's not happening because I personally still can't watch.
Well, hopefully,
I can't watch.
Hopefully, my words is
your words is more than
just
enough.
trigger the visual, just get in their field so they can go back to that moment of them sitting in their living rooms or at the bar, or if any of them went to the game, that they were there in that moment, just feeling it.
Trust me, your words is more than enough. I'm already. But skipping past that, let's talk about some news that came out yesterday. I didn't really see it until sometime earlier today. Tyreek Hill is not getting suspended.
That's his name,
Tyreek Hill is not getting suspended.
Why did I think his name was Tyreek Evans? Isn't he a
It's a basketball player named Tyreek Evans. That's what you're thinking about.
It's
an NBA player named Tyreek Evans. That's what you think about.
Yeah, that's definitely a basketball player. Okay. So
Tyreek Hill did not get suspended yesterday. They came out and released it.
Okay, so what did Tyreek Hill do?
But allegedly,
we're going to say allegedly.
His son came out with a broken arm, and then the audio tape came out with him threatening his son as well as his fiance. That was pretty damning. I couldn't listen to the whole thing because it just kind of irritated my soul. But it's crazy. The whole situation goes down, and he doesn't get suspended. And in my opinion, it's almost like the NFL is not going to suspend basically players. Either A, you take steroids, or B, a video comes out of you doing something wrong. I'm really getting to that point about the NFL right now.
And that seems like that's what happens with the NFL. Like, if they don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Which is
it's like
shame.
They turn a blind eye to a lot of stuff that happens when they're with their players and incidents and stuff like that. They turn a blind eye, and it's like, well, if you don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
We can play like it doesn't exist until something comes out and they have to face it. Like with Ray Rice, he had already told them
what
happened, and they were playing like it didn't exist until that video was released, and then they had to actually face it.
Because that situation, he got 2 games. Video comes out, they indefinitely suspend him, and then the Ravens cut him. Mm-hmm. It's like y'all
because that backlash.
It's like y'all gave him double jeopardy. It was double jeopardy. Y'all punished him twice for the same crime, and it's not like the Kareem Hunt situation where he wasn't upfront honest with the team. Ray Rice sat there and was upfront and honest about everything that happened. and he gets
Mm-hmm.
he only got 2 games at first. That part was like, really? Okay, you give him the 2 games. But then when the video comes out, y'all cut him and y'all suspend him indefinitely. Like,
Yeah, really, they just punished him for the backlash. That's really what it is. They had an image
to protect.
and they had to protect their image. They didn't care, like, they don't care about their players. They care about their image. So when, like, the women's rights groups and all that stuff like that start coming down on the players and coming down at the NFL, and they start bringing up other cases and digging. When they start digging, that's when they're like, whoa, okay, we're gonna do this for you guys. They just did it to shut the woman up.
Almost to a certain degree, they gotta.
That's really,
as most NFL fans know, protect the shield.
they didn't really, all that other stuff. They didn't really. It's messy. Like it's messy. NFL is really freaking messy. It's one thing I realized. What's up, Eric?
E, what's going on, my boy?
But that's one thing I realized about.
And it's weird. That they say he's not suspended, and then I read the whole thing, and they say, like, we can't approve that he harmed the child. We can't. The child has bruises or broken whatever, but it's like we don't have any evidence. Like, that audio should have been enough. At least that was enough to me. At least I wouldn't say cut him, because everybody makes mistakes, so you can't just give up on somebody like that. But if I was the Kansas City Chiefs, I would suspend him at least 8 games. At least 8. If pop 4, 6, 8, I would suspend him. I like, for you to put yourself in that situation.
And at that point, that's when what is it? Social services and stuff like that has to investigate.
The DCFS.
Yeah, that's when they have to step in and investigate. And a lot of times, it's sad, but like they investigate and they're like, okay, it's good, and then it takes something more serious
to happen. Yep.
Where it goes completely left, and then it's too late.
Yep.
So
it's almost at that point where it's like, if something comes out again, you'd be like, you could have told y'all.
Yeah, because that's what happens. Like, a lot of times, the first incident is like, okay. Second incident, that's when they start really investigating. But then it's either it gets to the third incident or the second incident, and one of those is either too late or they actually catch it. So.
And it would be sad to come to that point. It really would be. I pray it doesn't. But it's sad. And the weird thing about it is, to me, for the NFL to really wake up and realize what they're doing, it's almost going to take something that drastic for them to really kind of make everything click and make sure that these players are on their best behavior. And that's the sad part.
I don't even think that's gonna work, because remember that one player who he killed his girlfriend and killed himself.
Yep, I remember that.
So even when you have players committing crimes and killing themselves, it does nothing, because they're greedy, like the money, the greed, like it's blinding them to everything else. Like, you have a whole movie that's out that's talking about the damage that's causing them to like not be there mentally. So
the CTE.
It's like, it's like, okay, and they still not doing nothing. They tried to cover that up.
You sure did.
It's even if that happens, it's not going to change anything. They'll pretend in the beginning like they're taking the necessary steps to do stuff, but they're just going to drag it out until people forget.
And which is sad. And
that's usually what happens. They just drag stuff out and pretend like they're doing all these necessary steps, because eventually you drag it out for enough years, people do forget, because something else happens in the world, and then people take their attention from one thing to another, because stuff happens every day, and then our attention span is just like
short.
So you're jumping from this to this to this. So
it's crazy.
It's And lately it's just been so much stuff going on.
So much craziness
Everyone's
going on.
back.
You got the Zeke thing going
on. Everybody's losing their freaking minds lately.
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying.
It's so much.
We got ASAP Rocky.
Oh.
ASAP Rocky.
This dude.
Over there locked up in
Sweden.
Prison in Sweden. I have heard that the prisons in Sweden is different from the prison in America. It's not as gritty and grimy and stuff like that. I heard like different prisons over in Europe are different from America. Like they actually rehabilitate their citizens.
Yes, yeah, I did read that. Yeah,
I'm actually kind of split because I don't want nobody to be locked up, especially like when you're away from you're all in another country. Like I want you to be locked
especially
up.
for what he's locked up for.
But then this is the same person that said he can't relate because he stays in Beverly Hills and Soho. So I look at it like, nigga, I don't stack over. I'm not in Sweden. I can't relate. I don't know.
He got locked up. Eric asked how he got locked up. He got locked up.
He said,
was it a fight? It was a fight that happened and then two people over there was pushing him and kind of provoking him and doing something or something like that.
He was getting followed around. He was getting harassed. Basically, what happened is the dude provoked him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like, when you're a celebrity, people are going to provoke you and do whatever they can to try to, like, get you to react, to get a reaction out of you. And it's what happens, it's how you react to it. Like, you can't give people that type of energy. You can't give the people what they want, because that's how you get yourself into these situations, because that's how people be getting lawsuits and all this stuff like that. People will set you up so they can get money out of you, get you locked up or whatever. And what happened, I guess, I don't know if he started with his security guard first or whatever, because he was like harassing them, and then I guess Rocky and his friends end up jumping the boy because he wouldn't leave him alone. And that's when it turned into assault or something like that. Over there. Yeah, and I'm like, I think that's really where he went wrong, because you know how they be like, over here is like, don't when you get ready to get in a fight, make sure they hit you first.
Yep. Yep. My dad used to tell me that all the time.
Yeah, always make sure they hit you first or whatever. And that didn't happen like that. Like, the dude was just, being a nuisance.
Yep.
And then you just turned around and it wasn't just you, it was you. We're talking about ASAP Rocky. It was like him and his boys jumping on this little nerdy boy who was being a freaking pest. So now he done got himself caught up. And now people like don't give a fuck because he said some ignorant shit when that shit was going on in Ferguson. So it's like people torn. It's like, we don't want you to be locked up, but you gotta, hopefully when he get out this situation, it's like a wake up call.
It's like
exactly. You can't do that
in the countries at all, especially with the type of status that you already have for yourself. Back at home, it's basically like,
and then it's like you in Europe at that, so
they whole countries a whole different. Like, it's a whole different situation over there.
And I hear about different stories about different
how the laws are over there,
places over there. Not even that, like just how black people are treated over there. Just because you're a celebrity, don't forget that at the end of the day, you're still black.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's what he forgot. Like, I think he was so caught up in the fact that he's a celebrity that it was just gonna be like, cause somebody was telling me about like G-Eazy. I guess G-Eazy was caught with cocaine and he did like an assault thing and he just got like a slap on the wrist. And I'm like, G-Eazy is white. A white guy.
He's white.
Okay. So it's different. Come in. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm like, G Easy can get away with that.
He can.
But ASAP, no. And I don't even know how many people know who ASAP is.
Me either. Me either.
Cause you know, it's like the demographics and stuff like that.
It's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Especially knowing somebody is. Like, for example, rest in peace, Nipsey. I'm not gonna say I wasn't a fan, but his music wasn't on my radar before he passed.
A lot. You know what? And you know what the fact of the matter is, a lot of people did not know who Nipsey was. A lot of people was not checking. They weren't checking for Nipsey.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
That is the truth. Like, I knew about him, and I knew some of the stuff that he was doing as far as the community and things like that. But as far as his music...
I knew about Nipsey because when he came out, I was like, oh, he cute.
You and them light-skinned.
No. I don't. It has nothing to do with, because he like a little... I just remember he had like a long
braids,
long little pigtails, and I was like, oh, he cute.
And it's like, now that he passed, it's like you got so much more coming out about the things he did and how he was about himself and his own career. It's like, it makes you really think back to a point that I've been making with people for a long time. Like, this is the thing, like, black people, we really need to stay together.
Man, you know what? I was thinking it had, with the Mercury retrograde thing or whatever they was talking about. So, like, from what I was told, like, a lot with that shift and everything like that, everyone's emotions are like, people are like all over the place.
Yeah.
All out of whack. Like, they feel kind of like off. And then because of that, like, you have a lot of things that's going to come to light. Hey.
No, don't start with that little Spice Girl stuff, Carrie.
And then you have things that's supposed to come to light. So that's what's happening, because if you haven't realized, which I was telling a lot of people, I was like, you got to protect your energy, because people emotions are really high. People are just like really on edge. And so you see a lot of people just saying stuff, and they're not even thinking about what they're saying
at all.
You see a lot of people going through these really dark phases, like really depressed, down, anxiety, and just like kind of like lost. So, and then a lot of people are just reacting too, and that's all because of like this phase that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to end probably like July 31st. Actually, I'm gonna say August 2nd. It's supposed to end.
Retrograde.
But it's just crazy right now. Like, everyone's just like, and it's so funny, because when you notice it, it was like everybody, like people you come in contact with, you could tell like everybody is just feeling just like everything's just like so crappy.
Yeah.
So.
And then at that point, it's just everybody's just, man, it's just crazy. This whole time we're in right now is just.
But also, I think what else is happening is I think a lot of people are becoming more aware
of what's going on.
Too. And because that's also happening, it's also depressing.
Yeah.
Because when you becoming aware and you're noticing stuff that's going wrong, it's like it's draining because it's like you want to help, you want to save people, you want to stop the madness, and you're like so emotionally just like, ugh, oh my gosh, I just want to, but you can't. You can't do it, and so it's just like you just feel like just drained.
And then sometimes when you want to do something, you feel like you're not at a position or a point in your life where what you do will make a difference.
Yep. So around this time, the best thing is to make sure you do affirmations. Make sure you think positive thoughts. Because that's what I had to do because I was feeling really just out of it. Like I was just like, I'm just ready to just, and I just had to like I went to hypnotherapy and everything, and like it helped me out. I've had a lot. Therapy is good. I tell anybody and everybody go to therapy. It's really
and
good.
Let me touch on this stigma about Black people in therapy. There is nothing wrong with you if you go to therapy. I hate when the Black community say, "Oh, Black people don't go see shrinks." We don't do that. It helps a lot just having somebody that you can talk to, just to let some steam off your chest, and somebody that just you can air out your problems to. Because I'm opening up to my subscribers now. I've had suicidal thoughts and all kind of things like that, and me having people around me that I can just really just air out and talk to, that helps tremendously. So I hate that stigma in the Black community when they say Black people don't see shrinks. You crazy. You just go drink something. Like, no. Talk to somebody.
Exactly.
Go talk to somebody.
It's important.
You got to. It's very important. And keep people around you that will be there for you when you're down, because
keep the
people
right
around you.
Too.
That is the main thing, because you got some that will be a nuisance on your life. You might not notice it at the time that you with them, but after a while, man. So seeing shrinks is not crazy.
And like I said, protect your energy and pay attention to yourself. I want to say pay attention to yourself. Like, you can, like, a lot of people do not pay attention. Like, I don't know what to call it. Like, I guess, that intuition, that feeling, I call it your spirit. Your spirit tells you, like, listen to your spirit. Your spirit will let you know who should be in your circle and who shouldn't be.
Exactly.
A lot of people do not pay attention. A lot of people ignore it when, like, you're getting that vibe from somebody, like, something's off. Kind of like when your mama tells you, like, don't talk to that person. Like, you get that same vibe when you're around somebody and it's just something. It's like telling you, like, something about this person rubs me the wrong way. And, like, people, there's so many people that get themselves into a situation because they choose to ignore it. But listen to your spirit, people. Listen to your spirit. That inner intuition. Pay attention.
You got to. It's a must.
Yes, it is.
I agree with you on certain to that extent. Like, I'm reading Eric's comments there. I can agree to a certain extent. Like, they never walked a day, but it's just still the fact that you have somebody you can talk to. That helps a ton. Even if you don't go see a shrink or nothing like that, you should still have somebody in your inner circle that you can go just let off your problems to and just talk to about. Not necessarily got to be a shrink, but you have to be somebody around you that you can talk to. And if you can't, and I feel like if you can't go to talk to that person, or they just gonna be nonchalant about it, get them out of your life, because they're not really there for you like they say. I'll just say that.
Well, I say for people with going through suicidal thoughts because I've been through that recently. And that's when I decided to get help, because I thought it had something to do with like my past, and that's when I was like, I really need help, because I felt like my family wouldn't get it, and so it was like a internal battle, and I didn't want to come to my family. I didn't want to talk to my family, because sometimes you feel like if you go to your family, then it can make things worse. And then for some people, their family will make things worse. So you don't have that circle where you can talk to your family. So when it comes to seeing a therapist, they do have tools that can help you. They have groups and stuff that can lead you to, like, nice little sanctuaries where you can sit there and find other people that's just like you, and they can place you in where you need to be. Like get you in like a nice group where you can just find amazing people that's just like you, and you guys will sit there and just be like, man, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person feeling like this. So just being able to just reaching out and just getting that type of help is necessary. So I definitely think like a therapist, like, it would be an option if you feel like you can't, if you don't have that type of circle, if you feel like you can't go to someone in your family, then I would definitely say go to a therapist. Yeah, I would still say, even if you have that, still go to a therapist, because sometimes, like, it's good to get somebody who don't know you from a can of paint, and you're just sitting there just going off and just venting or whatever. Because people that know you sometimes, like, sometimes they can be biased.
And they're gonna be judgmental.
Yeah, like, it's just, it can be like different things, because they know you. So they sometimes they'll brush it off, like, oh no, you're just going through one of your phases.
Yep.
Oh no, remember it like that. But someone who don't know you, they can be like, well, it sounds like this and this, or this, that, and the third. So it's just good to have that extra, opinion.
But outside of your circle, yeah. Now that you put it in that way, that makes a lot of sense.
Just get all the help that you can get.
Because at the end of the day, the suicide rate in this country is going up. And that's because the society nobody is speaking their issues to anybody, which is a huge problem.
Exactly. Nobody, and everybody holds in everything. Like, in my session, like, I'm gonna just be open about what happened in my session just a little bit, but that was one of the things, like, we talked about, like, I hold a lot of stuff in. Like I am such an angry person, and it was, I wouldn't say such anger. I'm not as angry as I used to be.
Right.
But, like, so much anger, and it's because, like, I held it in. Like, I wouldn't just express everything. I would just hold it all in.
Right.
So, like, people, when I would get mad, people would think, like, that was just, you're getting everything. No, I held back so much. I held back opinions. I held back, like, my personality. Just continuously wearing a mask, so nobody got the real me.
It's almost like that meme where you got that smiley face, but under it, it's a bunch of tears. It's almost something like that.
Yeah. So every like layers. So then, as when you constantly wear a mask and you're constantly just pretending every day, it got to the point where she described it as like me just constantly putting stuff into like a glass bottle. Like, oh, this happened, I'm gonna just put this in a glass bottle. But this happened, add it to the bottle. She said eventually that glass bottle broke because what I was like every day I would have like these crying spasms and like crying spells, and I would just be crying out of nowhere, just breaking down, and like literally I was having constant breakdowns. I was at work crying, just I couldn't control it. It's like every thought just. I felt like I was just going crazy, you know. That's what I told her. I was like, I feel like I'm going crazy, and that's what was happening. Like I couldn't pretend to be okay anymore, and that's what it came down to. Like I couldn't pretend anymore,
Right?
And that's I think that's the main thing. Like I would want to tell people like just. It's just when people say it's okay to not be okay, like that's what they're saying. Like it's okay, it's okay to not be okay, because once you accept that accept the fact that you're not okay, then you can go out and get help.
Solve them. Yep.
Then you can Then you can talk to somebody, because I had to accept the fact that I wasn't okay. I had to, because I was so busy pretending, like I lost myself. Like I didn't know who I was. I'm like, I don't even know this person anymore. Like I don't know what I want, who I am, where I'm going, what's going on. I just want to lay in a bed and just die. Like I was just, you already know. Like I was just, I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
You get to that point, no matter what stress brings you. Like no matter what type of stress it is, either you get to that point. And it's
like it gets
real rough, no matter what happens.
And it's crazy because sometimes it comes out of left field. Like your day will start off, because it hit me like I just remember, like I'm just, my birthday coming up. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, my birthday, and I'm like smiling all through work, and then I get home and then I shut down. It was just like, like, it was crazy.
It definitely gets like that. Because that happened to me when my father passed. Like one day, I kid you not, I'm in a grocery store, I'm in a good mood. Like I had a good day, and then like this, I just instantly, I'm in the middle of a candy aisle like this. I'm in a candy aisle, and I'm just sitting there crying. Like I'm literally sitting back trying to fight tears, like holding my head like this. I'm like, what? What the? Like it just hit you, like things hit you, and it can come, and it, like you said, it can come straight out of left field. It hit out of nowhere, and it's like, what triggered that? Like sometimes you kind of need to find out, like go to see somebody, like what triggered that? Why did I do this?
And then it's like, and then it's even more because when people come up to you and it's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" You're just like,
you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm okay," but at the end of the day, you know you're not.
Yeah. Then it gets to the point where you sitting there bawling your eyes out, and people are like, "What's happening?" Then you just like, "I'm not okay," because that happened to me. I was at work and I was just bawling my eyes out at work, and I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, man, I feel crazy. Because I, like, if you know me, I do not like crying.
No, I know that. I don't either.
And, like, I don't know. Like, I always had this idea in my head that if I cried, then I'd be weak. And I had to be tough. And, but now I'm just like, man, look, I'm going to cry. If I got to cry, I'm going to just cry and get it all out. So, yeah. So, if anybody's watching this,
so let's switch.
It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay at the end of the day, it's okay to not be okay. If you need help, go seek help.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, the people on my YouTube that's watching this, I'm going to leave the suicide hotline number in the description box so that anybody that's watching this, if you're going through something, somebody's always there for you.
I'm there for you.
Me too. Switching on a lighter note. It's good.
I don't know. What was that? On the night
Shut up.
I don't,
Let's get to a different topic on a somewhat of a lighter note.
if you want to call it a
If you
lighter
want to
note.
call it a lighter note, it's like I can't stand you. Y'all subscribe and see what I have to go through with her every day.
This is gonna be a lighter note already.
I can't stand you. Lighter note. I can't see now. You got me fucking.
Lighter note. I'm gonna take over. So
There you go. Take over.
So a while back, everyone was talking about Chris Brown and his comments in the song. What did he say? He only F with black bitches with nice hair or whatever. And then another artist came out and said that Chris Brown only doesn't let dark skinned females into his section. Like he didn't let her friend into the section because she was dark skinned.
I mean, person is what Tokyo something. I can't remember her name.
Tokyo.
Okay, yeah. I can't remember her name.
But then her tweets came out and she was saying some interesting things about light skin and dark skin women, because she said a tweet about light skin girls with dark skin hoes hair or something.
Something like that.
They bad, but they got dark skin, like something like that. I'm like, what does that even mean? But we're gonna talk about colorism, because it's been a lot of colorism,
colorist
whatever,
thoughts in the
like,
black community.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it's been popping up. You're seeing a lot of it in social media, in the industry. See a lot of it at the workplace.
And in our own personal lives, you see it.
Personalized, definitely.
You see it.
I was told that light-skinned people do not experience colorism, which was interesting.
I've heard that. I've heard that myself.
It caught me off guard. I don't agree with that statement, of course. I just think we experience it differently, and I actually said we, because if you know me, I never put myself in that category.
She likes skin,
but I just, we experience it differently than like the dark skinned woman. What I will say is that one thing I really dislike, and I'm about to call a lot of people probably gonna really dislike me for this, and I don't give a F. Just like how people were trying to defend Chris Brown, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That whole preference bullshit is complete bullshit. I don't believe that you can have a preference when it comes to someone's skin tone. Like, I feel like that's the most idiotic thing ever. Like, to prefer a complexion sounds ridiculous to me, because I think back to segregation, and I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I guess white people just, the racist white people at that time, they just preferred, to be around, other white people, and I guess black people shouldn't, trip off that, because that was their preference.
But the thing is, not to cut you off, but it goes back further than that. It goes back to slavery days, because they had as we all know, they had the dark ones outside, and the dark skin was outside niggas, light skin, house niggas. So I think let's keep it real. I think the colorism thing go back to slavery days. That's where it originated from.
That's where it all started from. And like That's why I get so irritated when people try to pull that preference stuff. No, you cannot have a preference for a skin tone. That's bullshit. Because no one has ever been able to tell me why they sat there and said, like, you can't sit there and tell me, oh yeah, I prefer light skinned girls. Like, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna ask you why. Why do you prefer light skinned girls over dark skinned girls? Why? The shit don't make sense to me. Period. Point blank. It don't make sense. There has never been a legit reason. Like,
I've
no
never
one
heard
has
one
ever
either.
told me a legit. Cause they don't have one. They don't have one. They just listen to Lil Wayne.
That's because Lil
That's
Wayne
true.
says that a lot. African man.
They just listen to Lil Wayne a whole bunch of times, and now they like them long hair, thick red bones. That's what happened.
And
That's
and
what
she's
happened.
saying that to me, and she knows I'm a Lil Wayne fan, but I still don't think the way the other people do. But he says that a lot in a lot of his songs. I want a red bone, red bone, red bone. He says that a lot.
We are definitely Americans, the original, the OG. You know how many times we're gonna talk about that after this one. We're gonna talk about that era. But yeah. And another thing is we have to stop like going backwards and forth with like making someone else's experiences like less than, like, just because you didn't experience something doesn't mean like it's not, like that person can't feel a certain way about whatever they've been through. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and try to tell someone else, like, you weren't bullied, you didn't go through this, you ain't, you haven't experienced a traumatic, because you don't know how a person felt in that moment. You're not in their shoes, so you don't know, like, mentally, the abuse. Like, we have people literally bleaching their skin, bruh.
To try to be light.
Bleaching their skin. And they're looking great, like Sammy Sosa.
Oh. Sammy Sosa.
Kim. What?
Ooh. Look, Kim looks horrible now.
I'm like, you have people literally, like, mentally damaged, and then physically
it damages them.
Cause that stuff is not good. Like, that bleach cream is not good for your skin. Wait.
It's like me trying to be light. It's not gonna happen.
Like, what? That's why I like that brown skin girl song that Beyonce made. Like, that is a beautiful song.
Personally, I've never heard it.
Yeah, it's
I need to listen to it then.
It's a beautiful song. But yeah, go ahead. It's a really beautiful song. Like, I mean, sure, if you listen to India Arie, like, she been putting out bangers for the longest. Like, basically telling girls, like, love your skin, love your hair, love who you are, and just love yourself. And one thing that I feel like is really important is we need to stop trying to get validation from movies and these celebrities
TV shows, all
and
that,
social media and stuff like that. And, like, love yourself.
And that's another thing. We put way too much emphasis on what celebrities say and do. Way too much.
Yep.
It's like y'all follow a lot of people. Just for example, I'm gonna bring up two people follow like crazy: LeBron, Beyonce. Y'all people follow them like cults, and it's just like y'all putting too much stock into what they do and what they say and all this. Like, come on now, y'all follow them like cults.
Man, I feel like all of these, it's like idolization. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm creating a word if it is. Shoot, but that's what it is.
Right.
Idols, like like really, like they take it to a whole other level. Like you, like when it comes to the point where you're in someone's comment, like threatening them
Oh,
because they said they don't like a song of your
favorite,
fave,
or they don't like your
you
favorite
gotta
athlete
serious.
or whatever it is.
Yeah, and you're putting knife emojis.
Gee,
You have to get help. Like,
exactly.
like you have gone, especially if like you're not 9.
It's just like
like,
everybody is
these
entitled to an
these are
opinion.
adults doing this. These are, and that's another thing. Like opinions. Like everybody, if you have an opinion, they call you a hater.
No,
Like it's just gotten too crazy because when you look at the comments, and I think social media is just like taking colorism to
a whole new level.
a broader scale, because I see so many like ignorant, like I seen a post, right, and a guy was like dark skinned girls are, I think he said like dark skinned girls are beautiful and light skinned girls pee in the bed.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
this post got so many likes, hearts, people were in the comments like laughing and everything like that, right? And I'm thinking in my head now, if he were to say light skinned girls are beautiful, dark skinned girls pee in the bed, he would have so many angry faces.
Mm-hmm.
His comments would have been in shambles. You hear me? I'm like, we can't sit there and be like anti-colorism, but we only keep that same energy for like one set of, one set of girls, like
Yeah.
it has one set of guys, like it has to be straight across the board, like you not going, like I'm keeping that same energy, like you're not gonna this my sisters, like you can't come to me bigging up light skinned girls and then dissing dark skinned girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of shit is that? I'm not going, like those are my sisters, we are one, period, point blank. Like you're not gonna come to me, or come to somebody else dissing light skinned girls and bigging up dark skinned girls.
Right.
Like I said, we are one. Like I'm not like you're a goofy. And it's the same way, because it's the same thing with like, and it's not just with the females. It's with the males too, because they experience it, but they experience it when it comes to like their masculinity.
Yeah.
So it's like light skin. If you're a light skinned male, you're like soft,
the pretty
right?
boy type.
If you're dark skin, you're seen as aggressive.
Yep.
And aggressive and everything that's how they used to depict black people back in the slavery days and everything like that, to make people scared of black people. Like back then, how the definition of what dark was, bad and stuff like that, anything negative, that's how they like when you see the memes and stuff, that's how they display how they try to show dark skin.
Right.
So we have to eliminate that stuff. Like once we get rid of that shit and eliminate that, we'll be on the start.
Right.
I mean,
like me and you make jokes.
Stuff to go.
Me and you make jokes all the time to each other about the light skin, dark skin. But we know we don't take it. We don't take it. Number one, take it seriously. 2, take it far enough to where somebody is offended or something. Like we joke our black community joke to each other, but it's almost, some of them take it like,
you always try to come for me and try to tell me what I am, and I told you that I'm brown skin, and you be trying to tell me that I'm not. Let's be honest here. That be the main reason we argue.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Yeah, that is true. But it's like
I always gotta defend myself.
but shit, by the time like we know each other, we bullshit. And I'm not gonna say we.
You saying we with this? You saying we with this one side?
First
I'm
off,
always
like
defending
the
myself
hey,
because you a hater.
a hater.
You won't let me be great.
Here you go with that.
Because it's true.
That is not true. That is not true. Shit. Now you made me
But
lose my train of thought.
good. It probably was gonna be some other thing. I don't know.
I am ignorant.
I'm reading what they said. I'm reading what CJ and Eric saying. Eric said, "Can we please stop calling?" I would disappear. I said the African Americans, we are Americans, point blank, period. We are the original natives of this country.
The Native Americans are the original natives of this country. And
we are natives. Like, it's this book, right? You know what I always found interesting?
what?
No matter where you go in this world, you always see ancient statues of black people.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you that we were already here. We were in hella places already.
Yeah.
And that's why that book, They Came Before Columbus, like, my dad put me under that book. They Came Before Columbus.
I heard about it. I ain't never read it, but I heard about the book.
But I'm like, I mean, I honestly, like, I already heard stories like that. It was black people that were already here. And apparently it was black people that were here, and some of them, what was it? I don't know if they were like indentured. They were like in some type of, they were like servants or something. Then they became freed, and then they owned slaves, something like that, in America.
It's crazy.
It's so many different stories. Like it's crazy. Like I don't even know what, but like I've heard so many different stories. I heard some that was like in America that was free, and they owned their own slaves, and like just like how they had Native Americans that own slaves, and we're Native. Like I think that's where that comes from, because like they say it was Native Americans that owned slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back and you look at the pictures, and you're going back into time and you look at the pictures of the Native Americans, you know, so
yeah,
I don't know.
It's a lot. It's a lot that you learn that they don't put in history books. I will say that. It's a lot that you learn outside of school that they don't even touch in history books.
Because it's his story, not history.
Story.
It's his story. It's a story being told. So, and it's not even our history. Like our history is just like a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like our stuff is really like that's why it's so important that we ask questions and talk to our grandparents, and our grandparents talk to their grand, like, you know, it's good
to learn stories,
good to have that connection. Like, because without that, I think that's why people don't understand why our culture is so important to us, and why we hang on to, like, we have that attachment
to the black culture,
because like really we don't really know too much except for the little pieces that we were taught growing up. Like so we hold on to that stuff because that's what we have. That's what we, you know. So it's like those little things mean something to us.
And some people take it for granted.
Man, people be taking their grandparents like. I think that's why I don't like when people disrespect their elders. Like what? You can learn so much from your elders. Like you just.
It's like a lot of the things our elders did paved the way for us to do the things we do now.
And here we go, out here doing fuck shit.
It's one topic I want to talk about before we end this.
not all of us. Some of us came from West Africa and Europe.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know where the heck I came from. I don't know. I think I just materialized. Out of thin air.
Here we go.
Just like, I am here. I don't know where I came from. And I'm too scared to do one of them ancestry DNA tests because people be saying they be selling your DNA and selling stuff.
I used to want to do one, but it's like I'm at the point now. It's like I'm over it.
Like, man, look, at this point, first of all, we were born and they would like, when we were born, they gave us like a little social security number. So at that point, we was already on when we were born. So
yep.
I don't think it really matters at this point.
So the last subject I want to get into before we close, something I kind of looked and I seen the other day, and it kind of interests me. So I'm gonna say this: if you had, how can I word this? If you and a friend, like y'all were just friends, and y'all had sex, or y'all slept or whatever. Can y'all?
Okay, this just took a completely different direction.
This is a completely different direction because I literally just thought about this morning when I was watching the podcast. Can you remain friends?
Well, maybe this one should have came first.
It should have. But can you remain friends with the person that you had sex with? Can y'all still remain friends? Not talking about ex-wives, because we all know that's a whole different subject. But just friends, like y'all was friends for a certain while, y'all had sex. Can y'all still remain friends after that? Or somebody wants something more?
If it's like I don't know, because females, we're very, we're internal. We're emotional, right? So, like, we tend, I don't know, we like, when that bond happens, you got to be careful, because when that bond happens, when females out there making, you're attaching yourself to people, like, it's a different type of, hey, China.
What's up, China?
It's a different type of connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just not smashing. Like, you're connecting spiritually. Like, so you have to be careful with that. I would say it really depends on.
Oh,
I know.
That's because you don't answer your phone.
She be MIA.
MIA.
I would say it's possible to be friends, but most of the time, one person ends up wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
That always ends up happening. Like, somebody always wants to be
more than just friends after that happens.
And I think that has to do with that little bond, that little connection.
The chemical bond that people would say when sex happens. You know what my thought on it is it's like, and this is a man speaking, so most niggas, oh yeah, we can remain friends. They just fucking.
Really? I thought it was a girl.
Fuck you. But it's like,
you moved 8 hours away.
You ain't tell nobody. But it's like, most niggas be like, oh yeah, we can remain friends. But to me, it will be hard, especially if I got that bond with that woman already. For me, then for us just all of a sudden have sex, it's like, and then especially if it's good. Especially if it's good, it's like, that's going to be like another trigger. Not even just for a man, but for a woman. If it's good, somebody going to want more. And I'm the type of person that's like I like to connect. I like being connected with somebody and the feelings and all that. So it's like, once that happens.
He wants to know if a guy and a girl, what is it? If a guy and a girl have sex, can they remain friends?
Because that whole friends with benefits thing, that's something that's hard for me to do, speaking just for me, myself. It would be hard. It's
I
hard for me.
swear, friends with benefits always. It never goes.
It never goes how you plan.
Even with that movie that they made, Friends with Benefits, that didn't happen. How the title was, it doesn't work.
It always goes about from the plan. Somebody's gonna catch feelings, and I know I'm the type of person that I will probably catch feelings because it's happened to me before. So it's like I'm going to catch feelings. So it's like I don't. And then it's like, especially when somebody is like you're like y'all real like. For example, me and Linda, I'm not gonna go that round with her because it's gonna mess it up already. Friends for years, and then all of a sudden we do that. That will screw. To me, that would screw. It wouldn't happen, but it will screw up the whole.
Their subscribers.
It's not gonna happen. Shut up.
Man do always catch feelings, but the way I am, I know I'm the type that catch feelings, and I'm crazy. So
at least you admit it. It is like
I just know. And then plus like I would have to like you anyway to wanna like, so of course I'm gonna catch you. Like I just like what?
That feels like not even just like, oh, she's attractive, y'all should do this. I hate when people tell that to me about you. Oh, she attractive, she looks good. I'm like, I'm not, number one, it's not going to happen. Two, I'm not going to mess up a friendship, a years-long friendship for some sex. I'm not messing up no years-long friendship for one night of sex. In these days, it's hard to keep good friends.
So Eric said, can't do friends with benefits. It's either one night stand and move on, or we're together to see how it turns out.
That I can agree with him.
But how do you do a one night stand though? Like
I can't do a one night stand with a friend.
I can't do. No, like a one night stand. Period. Like you meet somebody. That's what a one night stand is. You just meet somebody.
I can't do that. I not no more. Not in my mature ways.
You said not no more.
Look, I'm talking about the 2021, 22-year-old me. Okay.
CJ said nobody should do no nightstands. Well, of course, nobody should
do nightstand.
It's an object. You set your cup of water on a nightstand.
I know what he was trying to say, but somebody had to take it technical like they always do. I've never done one. I can believe it. Like, when females say that, dudes be like, oh, no, I can believe when a woman says she's never done one.
CJ know people out there doing nightstands. They wake up in the morning.
Shut up. Why you always got to be so damn technical? Hell no.
Because I'm just picturing somebody
humping a nightstand.
Like, look at this nightstand.
It's almost like when somebody get drunk and hump the ATM machine or something. Why you gotta put the man's government in the damn? You know what?
Oh, Carl. She put his name in there. Carl. Said that boy nasty.
Oh man. Good man.
She said you nasty.
Nasty, huh? I ain't never ever seen you act like this. But I couldn't do it, man. That's like me and Linda doing something. I couldn't do it.
Yo, stop using me.
No, look, you the one that's right here.
Jesus.
Shut up, fool.
Jesus.
Shit.
I don't want to be your example.
Oh, Lord.
It's a million people you can use in this world. Choose one.
But no, I couldn't do it. Like, it's messing up long friendship for that.
I wouldn't even know how to approach a one night stand. Like, how do you approach a one night stand? Like, how do you go about it? Like, do you just be like, ayo, come back to my place?
It's the vibe. It's
so,
really
where Eric at? Because he the one that said I just do one night stands and bounce.
For me,
how you do? You just be like, come back.
It's the vibe.
So I can smash.
Because how you do it is a vibe.
Like how you be like, yo, what a little mama. Let me get in between them. I like how you do that. Like, And the girl just like, ooh, yeah, daddy.
No, it's just
Like,
how the vibe is kind of like how you approach it.
oh yeah, I forgot. You said you did a whole bunch of them.
I ain't
You a
say a whole
hoe out
bunch of them. Shut up.
here.
I ain't say a whole bunch of them. I said I've done them. I didn't say a whole bunch of them. I don't go. This ain't community dick, okay? No.
I'm so confused. Like, how does that? How do you
It's
do?
it's
How
all
do you
it
do
you
it?
base it's almost off the vibe of the person.
See, I think this is why I couldn't be a guy because I don't know how you would like approach somebody on that type of stuff.
It's,
But then again, if I was a guy, I'd probably just be like chilling and then like everybody would just come to me. Is that cocky?
yes,
That's cocky.
yes, yes. That's cocky. But
That's just
usually
that's how it happens in movies. So that's how I picture it.
no, because I'm usually the women don't come to the guy first. It usually does not happen that way.
Yeah, you're right. Cause I don't go.
And
You know,
for men,
approach
it's
you.
the chase. It's like it's almost like, ooh, let me go see if I can get this. Let me go see. Right? Like it's almost like a chase. Shut up. It's a chase. It's almost like it's you know what? It comes back to the male ego. That's really what it is. It's an ego thing. Like we feel like we
The
finna
male
go,
ego.
yeah, we gotta get this, show our boys this and that. We can do this and that. It's almost it's an ego thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm glad I've kind
That
of
makes
gotten out that because I'm at the point now. It's like I want that real relationship type thing. Is that one night, the one night, so try to chase it. That shit gets old. Like you get to a point mental wise, like you really want that companion. Basically, it's like that one night thing. It's like, okay, I got a nut off. What am I getting out of it? No, I got the nut off. Okay.
Some people like do that like
Some
every
people
day.
are more power to you because you giving out community dick, but on a woman's case, community pussy. But I'm not. Nah.
Some people really can. Some people can do. But you know what? Honestly, I don't. I don't think some people are relationship
Material.
people. Like some
Some people
people.
aren't, and I've
Some
noticed that.
people. I think some people just don't do it, and you know that's
That's
fine.
to each his own.
I ain't gonna. I don't knock them for that because it's understandable. Like some people
They're not
just
made out to be in a relationship.
yeah, and it's better for them not to try to sit there and
You can.
you
You
ain't gonna
can.
find no real relationship in this
It's
world.
hard.
You got relationships every day. You got
Here
friendships.
we go.
You
Stop
got
being technical.
relationship. I'm just saying, but I mean, you can find a real relationship in this
It's
world.
harder than it used to
You
be. I
can.
say that.
You can find one. You got to manifest it.
Yeah. And it's
Speak it into
and
existence.
speaking of that, relationships, and then at some points, at least for me, wise, I hate the fact, oh, you don't have this. Well, I'm in a relationship with somebody that don't have this. It's almost like this generation is too. It's almost too afraid to build with somebody.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I think we think about when we think about our future, we think, hey, Misha, we think about like business, You know, like marriage is like a
Business,
business.
and that's
It's like
sad.
okay, and that's like okay, heck yeah, we
Stubborn.
stubborn, and we about our money, and we're about our money too. This generation, because like one, society freaking sucks right now. The economy freaking is crazy, and like you can't trust it. So we really focus on our grind, our careers, and our money. So we look at people like business
Yeah.
opportunities. Like, okay, I got this. So what can you offer me? Okay, how can you help
What are
my
you bringing
brand?
to the table, basically?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad part. And selfish. You ain't never lied.
Dang, CJ. It's kind of dark. I got faith in humanity.
I do. It's
Think
just
more than
everybody
I
needs
think
to.
it's not just one
People are
person.
so caught up. To me, people are so caught up in that lifestyle that they see on TV that they want.
Yeah.
People are way too caught
Not
up.
even knowing that the stuff that they see is not even
You
reality.
know.
Like most of the people that you see posting this facade, they be married.
They don't live
be
that
having
life.
whole other lives.
They don't live that
yeah,
life.
they just post it, make you think.
And people don't. That's the thing. Yeah, people don't.
Yeah. Yeah, people. You know what? And that's because a lot of people haven't seen real healthy relationships. Like a lot of us been around
single parent
toxic
homes
stuff.
and parents that don't necessarily, or people that don't know their father, or the parents are always bickering and like.
Mm-hmm. And yep, they idolize YouTube couples.
A whole lot. I'm not finna. Oh my gosh.
That's what it is. That's what they trying to be. They all want to be a YouTube.
And then it's like, for me, I saw that with my parents. I saw that with my aunts and uncles. I saw what healthy relationships look like. Right? I seen that, so it's like I kind of have not an upside almost. It's like I kind of got a heads up on what a relationship should be like, not what they see on TV or social media. Like I seen it with my own two eyes in front of me, what it should be and how they should stay together no matter what. That's why the divorce rate is so high.
What it should be. Now it's just like you gotta pick. You gotta choose the heck. You gotta choose the right people, and then you gotta make sure that they know what a real relationship is.
Because most of my homeboys, most of them are married, so it's like, well, that's because we all grew up in that environment. But it's like we know what it's supposed to be. We know how you should treat somebody. We know what love looks like. And I think it's harder for people that didn't grow up and seeing that. They have a different perspective of what they think a relationship should be. And that sucks. And the relationships they see suck.
I think we have culture.
We got culture.
I do. I think we have culture. I think our culture, we basically created our own culture through our struggles and everything that we've been through. Because I really feel like cultures and traditions come from struggle and,
making the best out of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what makes you like it comes from like family and culture is a combination of different things. Like that's what culture is, like the struggle, the love, and just the greatness. So I definitely think we do have culture.
And to me, the environment that people grow up around makes them who they are. Honestly.
Because if we didn't have culture, we wouldn't have so many people trying to emulate it, imitate it, duplicate it, all that.
Make money off of our culture.
Exactly.
Right.
Because it's things that we do, and you go to another household, you won't see them do it. Like it's things that you can go, like you can go to somebody else's house. It's like you, and they do the same thing, say the same thing. It's like, oh, okay, so it's familiar. You're like, oh, okay,
right. You feel more connected when you kind of have similarities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, and it's like the love. I grew up around love, so it's like even with my homie, shout out to E, he one of them.
No, we made our culture in the TV, the music, and the internet. They basically took it and and
profited off of it.
off of our culture.
And then the problem with
Like,
us as society now, we base a little bit too much off of media versus what's in front of us, which is the fucked up part about it.
Because before, like, let's take hip hop, okay? Before it was just kids. It was just kids dancing to a DJ yelling over
mixed beat,
a beat, and just rhyming and stuff like that. It wasn't even rap and stuff. All that stuff wasn't even
gangster rap, guns, beef, drugs.
None of that
stuff.
But what happened is these labels and stuff, they came out and they start getting in tune, like, oh, this is what these kids are listening to. Okay, so they wanted to profit off of the community.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to make money. They started trying to make money off of the culture, and that's what happened. That's pretty much what happened. They profited off our culture,
and that sucks. Meanwhile, we too stupid to really. I'm not gonna say too stupid. We not. What's the words I'm looking for? We're not educated. Some of us are not educated enough to really make sure to do our own. Have our own. We so caught up in, oh, I'm gonna get this deal, I'm gonna get this money, but we not caught up.
And then the people that are in a position to even make a difference, they not even at the level where it's weird, because when you think these people are at a position, they're like really right here, but they still got to answer to somebody else. So they won't do too much out of fear that they might lose their position.
Yeah.
So it's just like, really?
Yeah, China, I agree. We had culture before internet. And the problem with us in the black community is we don't stick together enough. Just think about what they had to go through, especially in the civil rights, the 60s and the civil rights. Black people stuck together. They were together like crazy. And it's like now, it's like, we got to get out of this. We so outraged when white people kill blacks. Why we don't take that same outrage when blacks kill blacks? Because at the end of the day, we killing each other.
With that, I see people outraged.
You see it, but it's not as prevalent as it is when somebody, white cop, kills black. It's not as prevalent.
I think it depends on who you have on your feed. Like, if you're talking about social media, then it depends on who you have on your feed and the people that you have. Because I have people that post every time someone is
I do too.
People are lost. You have whole pages that's dedicated to it. You have whole movements like with moms that lost their kids to
gun violence.
Gun violence, and you have a whole bunch of leaders that's out there, foot soldiers that's doing stuff. But because that's not what's gonna
portrayed.
That's not what's gonna get get that division and that riot and that's gonna cause that noise. Then you're not gonna see that.
No, when we all know the media puts out what they want.
If you show leaders sitting there talking about stop the black on black crime and on some stuff like that, and people over there doing that type of stuff, I think I seen them do that one time. I think it was on WGN early in the morning before I went to work, and it was quick, fast, and hurry.
Oh yeah, they gonna do it quick.
But you don't see other stations and stuff like that do stuff like that.
Fox.
Because that's not part of their
Fox.
agenda. You're not gonna see that
at all.
Like, because that's not the light they want to show Chicago in.
Oh no.
And like people, and it's so crazy because people sit there, Chicago this, Chicago that. I'm like, do you know who the number one murder capital is?
Yeah, ain't Chicago.
Do you know?
It's not. I forgot. I think it was St. Louis.
We're not even in the top. I don't even think we're in the top.
I think it was either St. Louis or New Orleans, if I'm not mistaken, was the murder capital.
And one thing I told people that, because I noticed this right away, because Obama, he was like one of the senators of like Chicago or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, something like that. And I was like, they didn't start zooming in on Chicago until he became president.
Yeah, because stuff like in Chicago was going back on in the 80s and 90s. The crack epidemic, Reagan.
Yeah, and they love Reagan.
Mm.
And his wife was running that because he had like dementia or something.
Yeah, that's what really started a lot of stuff.
We gotta start respecting ourselves first. Once people start respecting themselves and loving themselves, then they can see the beauty in each
And
other. And then
yeah, and then another thing I got the issue with is we need to stop not us as black people need to stop looking for outside help. First, we have to look at the mirror ourselves and to solve our own problems and start looking for outside help. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror before anybody else can help us, because they're not gonna help us if we sit here shooting each other, killing each other over some bullshit. We not looking in the mirror ourselves and trying to stop ourselves. Then you're gonna expect somebody else to help you. The help has to be wanted.
Because the first thing they want to do is run to some celebrity that's from Chicago or something. Well, Kanye, you need to do this for this or this. And then what do you see in the comments? What are you doing for your community? I was like, low-key, I'd be like, dang, got him. What are you doing?
Like, y'all looking for outside help, and like, we have to look in the mirror at ourselves before somebody else is gonna help us.
Sure. Or simply support the help that we have that's out here doing something. Support them. Go out and like, man, shoot, volunteer.
Do something.
Because I mean, like, literally, you can just type in volunteer work near me on Google, and stuff is gonna pop up. That's what I did last year.
Yeah.
Like, I just typed in volunteer work near me, and it gave me all types of lists. And then you go onto any website, or you can. It was what was the website that I went to? And it gave me like names of shelters that needed stuff. Like,
because what I want to do, which I'm going to do, I still gotta get some stuff together personal-wise, but I want to, like, the coaches that help me, my younger youth football coaches. I want to be that type of person that kind of gives back in that way, helps the youth through sports. So it's like, that's my thing I want to do. Help the youth through sports, because it starts young.
It really does. Like, that's why I want more young kids, like especially young boys, because I feel like young black boys, need to see the beauty in themselves, because I feel like sometimes, like, we got a lot of things, for the young black girls, love the self, love the skin, love your brown skin and stuff like that. But I'm like, if we can reach these young black boys, teach them to love themselves, see the beauty in their skin, then they won't feel a certain way about their complexion, and they won't spread that into the atmosphere. They won't take whatever they feel about themselves and spit that into, a young black girl. They won't spread that into a young black girl. So if we can nip that in the bud, then it will, like a
trickle down. Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot, and because they want the young boys to just always be so tough all the time.
Oh, that's yes. Oh, don't cry. You looking soft if you great emotions and nah, no. Yeah, I kid you not. Growing up as a kid, I used to cry after every time we lost in football. Every loss, I used to cry because that's how much I hated losing number one. It's like, and my dad, and the good thing is my dad never told me not to. He was always just right there, hug me, whatever. He never told me not to. So it's like, I don't have a problem showing my emotions now at this point.
Yeah, I think we definitely need, because it's so many, because I be seeing a post from like a lot of black men talking about how like they can't show emotions, and I'm like,
You
man,
got to.
it's sad. It's sad because they feel like they can't vent to
Somebody.
you know, their woman, and like they just closed off. And I'm like, I told you about like that glass bottle. You put it in, you put more in, you put more in. Eventually, it breaks.
Yep.
So now you have a broken man, and the worst thing
in this world,
I've
a broken
ever
man
seen was a broken man. Like I've seen, like that the sight of a man who's been broken is like the most heartbreaking thing you could ever see. You could ever see. Like it hits different. Like that pain hits different because this is someone that you see is like this is a king. This is just like someone that's like your Superman, and like you're seeing them just like looking broken, lost, and just like, and it's just like you gotta piece them back together, and like
you can't really do it. Like, it's hard.
It's crazy. It's hard. It's hard, but shoot, you gotta try.
At least you do.
You gotta try.
You got to.
You gotta try, because it's like, because if you just leave them there, you can't. If you just leave them there, like things can go left
real fast,
and they can be lost, or they'll take their lives, or you know, things will go worse.
They'll take somebody else's lives.
You have to like you have to reach out. You have to, especially if that person is your significant other, your father, your friend. You have to be there and help them. Like you have to be there and help them. Like that's it. And you know what? And sometimes one thing I realize about men, they can be stubborn. They because they have that mindset where they're these tough guys and they don't need nobody. They don't need no help. But sometimes you just gotta ignore that shit. Like, look,
I was one of them.
You're going through it, but you're not gonna push me away.
Right?
Because they will push you away. They will pretend like they okay.
I used to be that.
It's a lot of stuff is in the eyes. Like it's in the eyes. Like when they said eyes is the windows to the soul.
It is.
It's in the eyes.
Because I used to be that guy.
And little things. And you got to pay attention, like, you pay attention to the mannerisms too. Like that staring off, and like, just like the movements change. Like if they went from like I don't know how to describe the movement. Like, you know,
I know what you're talking about.
Certain men, they got like a little smooth type of movement to them. Like, you know,
facial expressions like, look way weird, and
like I always say, we move regal. So like when they stop moving like the kings that they are, that's when it's time to like, you know,
check.
and it's same like when you notice that your queen is, you know, her crown is, you know, tilted. You gotta be like, okay, wait a minute, you gotta, you know, get it,
right.
Know, slide in there and just get some affirmations going, and you know, you gotta remind people who they are. At the end of the day,
like, remind them what purpose they serve.
Yep, you gotta remind them who they are, because it's a lot of people, they don't know who they are.
Nah.
Like they don't know.
And it's always you always need that one around you that kind of like you this, like, snap, come on.
Like, and look, if it's people out there and they don't know who they are, I will be your personal hype girl, and I will be here to remind you who the fuck you are.
Well, you did want to be a Dallas Cowboy
to
cheerleader.
All my kings, to all my kings and queens that are watching, I will be your personal hype girl and let you know that you are the shit, okay? And don't let nobody tell you otherwise, okay?
I echo those sentiments.
Come in. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward at some point. Yeah, it's all set up. Have you had to press the green button yet? Yeah. So too. We get paid for this, so we contributed a little measly $25 He said, period.
I was looking at that too. But man, yeah, you gotta have somebody like that. But
Exactly.
you got to.
People keep interrupting me. I'm gonna have to lock my door.
That's what I be doing, low key. I got my door locked with a sign on front of it.
Lock my door.
Like, don't knock, motherfucker. Trust me, I gotta do that all the time when I'm doing my videos. Like,
she said, period, sis.
Oh my
period.
God, that damn. Oh. Period.
With a T at the end.
Yeah. What you want that one, CJ? A lot of people worrying about shit that's not important.
People don't care who they are because they don't know who they are.
Yeah, too.
That's really what it is. Because people don't know their worth. Like, if you don't know who you are, why would you care about stuff like that? Because you don't have no enlightenment. So you're just you're walking blindly. You're worried about other stuff that don't matter because you don't have to worry about things that do matter because you don't know that they actually are important to you.
But then a lot of people associate that with material shit, makes them who they are.
Yeah. So in their eyes, it's like, well, this guy over here, let me look at this guy. Well, let me copy what this person doing. Maybe that'll make me feel better. So let me get my hair did like this. Let me buy all this ice and this and that, and let me see how it makes me feel. Let me see if I feel a little better. And you end up not feeling better. So then what? So then you try some other stuff and see how that makes you feel.
Yeah.
And you still don't feel better. It's really, all of this stuff is really a part of a person's journey. You have to find you.
Basically, you gotta find,
who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I don't think people are actually happy with the way they are.
They're in a comfort zone.
They are. Yeah, that's one of them. They're playing it safe. They're in a comfort zone, or they're pretending.
Yeah.
Because everything that you see on social media is not reality. So once you take that picture, you post it, and you put your phone down, reality sets in. That's it. I mean, I could have flooded with a million pictures and just been acting like I'm having the times of my life. Like I'm just turned out, woo, and then really,
you really not.
I'm just like an emotional wreck. Cause I mean, all social media is nothing but a highlight reel. I'm just gonna show you what I want you to see. I'm not gonna show you me at my worst. Why would I do that?
That's the first time I've ever heard it put in those words, but it makes all the sense in the world. A highlight reel. That is so perfect.
That's all it is.
That is so perfect. That is so perfect. That just opened. Wow. That man. I never heard nobody say it like that, but it is just so true. It's a highlight reel. You can only put what you want on your highlight tape. It's baked. Yeah.
It's really
nice thought, Linda.
Cause who really cause I can't find nobody's gonna be post okay, let's take Instagram. You'll take about 100 photos, looking for
One.
the one perfect shot to post on Instagram. Like, think about how many times you make your friends take a picture.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Then you gotta wait, that one in it, that one in it, that one in it, that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And then look, you post a picture, it don't get enough likes, so people delete the picture.
I've done that before, I'm not gonna lie. They'll delete it, then post it again probably a day later.
Like, I got to the point where I'm just like, I've deleted Instagram before. The first time I deleted my Instagram,
and I'm gonna put her link in the description so y'all
crazy.
can follow it.
It was crazy. I mean, it's only 6 posts. Like,
yeah,
it be that way. Like, trying to get your angle, but like, man, like, and then when you really sit down and think about it, you feel like you kind of crazy sometimes. Because have you ever seen a person on Snapchat? Like, have you ever caught a person, like, on Snapchat? I've caught, like, multiple people.
What you mean
Snapchat,
by caught? Oh, you talking about when they actually doing it?
Like, using Snapchat.
I've
like,
caught
when
that.
they're actually doing a Snapchat video.
I've caught that.
And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Is this how we look when we're just, like, really just...
And I don't even use Snapchat like that anymore. I barely even use it.
Yeah, I only got I got 6. Yeah, I barely use Snapchat. Like, actually, I don't even use Snapchat now. Think about it. I got 6 posts on my Instagram. None of them show my face.
She's hiding herself. But yeah, before this podcast gets too long, I'm gonna have to end it for the subscribers that is. I'm gonna have to end it. We might still go live, keep it going, but for the YouTube sake, that's Linda, right above my finger. This is APW Sports signing out. More content coming soon. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that little lies of jazz. See you guys next time. Peace out.